So we have a lot of unhealed people around. And especially from what I noticed, and I'm not saying that my Generation X did a lot of fucked up shit. All right? But you got a lot of millennials that are like the angry, I kind of call you guys, like a lot of the millennials are really angry. It's understandable. A lot of us are not the parents to millennials. The ones that are parents to millennials are boomers. Boomers are the parents to millennials, and boomers are also the parents to Xers. For the most part. Unless you were living in the hood where everybody was getting pregnant at 16, 17, that's different, okay? That's one thing I would say. My parents weren't like that. My mother gave, they did everything traditional, and they got married. My mother had her first kid in her early 20s, which was my daughter, and then she had me when she was 30. All right, and my mother was married to my father, okay? So I didn't come from a line of people, and even within my own family, I didn't come from a line of people who everybody was having kids at 15, 14, 13, 12 even, 16, 17. I didn't come from that. I saw it around the neighborhood. It was everywhere around me, but it wasn't in my house. All right? And I'm not saying that because I think I'm better. I'm just saying that because that was just my life. So one of the things, because I saw it around the neighborhood, it put fear in me. I was like, I don't want that. And because I kept saying, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. Even in my 20s, I was like, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. So even in my 20s, I was like, I don't want nothing, like no kids, nope. It put the fear of God in me. Seeing, like a young woman getting pregnant, and then the guys leaving, and then, the single motherhood, and then dating guys who had single mothers, and then they had like super effeminate energy. And then because I grew up with, kind of like, with my dad, I felt like I was the one who had the kind of masculine. I've had people on here coming on here telling me that I'm masculine. I get it. It doesn't even offend me like that. I think I do to an extent have a masculine energy. And in comparison to a lot of these guys who grew up with nothing but a single mom, I am going to have a masculine energy. I'm going to be like, this and this got to be done. And this, like, look, this just is. And not because I'm trying to be demanding. It's just because this is a fact. Like, there's certain things that have to be done. And you're gonna, I'm solution based, and I think that that's kind of like more of a masculine trait. Like, we have children, there's certain things that we have to do, there's certain, there's therapy that we have to go to, there's things that have to be remedied, there's things that I don't want passing down to my children, there's dysfunction that I don't want my children around, therefore I'm going to keep them away from certain people, things like that. That's how I'm solution based, and not a lot of women are like, I'm sorry, but not a lot of women are like that. I have a really strong cutoff game, and that's probably my masculine side. And I needed that for survival. I did it. So, it's understandable why I will hear guys being like, you have a strong magic. Yeah, I know, you grew up with a single mother. You have a strong feminine energy. And that's why you want to be with a woman that's going to do everything for you, including cook, clean, and work. And you get to sit at home and do whatever and be the house husband. It is what it is. And that there's guys, that I've even heard growing up that would have liked that lifestyle. They would kind of be, they wouldn't just outright say it, but it was by certain things that they would say that I could tell that they would be cool with that. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, man, that's like, so what, you want to be a woman? Like, I guess that's what it was, and there's guys like that. There are guys like that. And then I could kind of go, should I go into it because I'm making this a second part? Let's go into it because this is part 2. This is part dos. All right? What do you expect for the world, or even, I'll just use the United States as an example. If women had to be in a masculine energy for a certain amount of time, what do you think is going to happen to the men? Naturally, they're going to get into what energy? The feminine energy. Everybody has both. I like to think that I have a good balance of both. I think that when I come on social media, I might put out more of my tougher energy, my masculine energy, different reasons. One, as a defense mechanism. Two is because I think with a lot of the things that I say, or what have you, I think that I'm putting my foot down when I say certain things, right? Especially when it comes to like life experiences. It's like, look, you're not going to tell me what I lived. You're not going to tell me what I saw. And you're definitely, as a younger person, I'm not going to come and tell me how things should be with certain things. It's just not going to happen. All right. But you can't expect for someone to be in a certain energy and then another group to turn it. Hey, look, then you have people that are changing genders and everything. Why do you think all of these things are happening? There's so many things happening at once. Just with human beings. Just with this planet. It's like we're trying to find our balance. And I think that there's forces that don't care about the balance. I do believe, like I had said in the last video, that there's a hatred of women. And there's kind of a thing to eradicate women, to get rid of women. And what they want, and when they say femininity, what they're referring to is speaking like this. And being, yes, sir, yes, but still being in a masculine energy. Meaning, they'll dress a certain way to look feminine. They'll speak a certain way to sound feminine. But everything they're doing is very masculine. They're going out and working just as hard, working several jobs, just like a man. On the burdens of the world, the way a man is supposed to be carrying the burdens of the world on their shoulders. But that's what's being perpetuated. And that's why there's certain genders that want to become other genders. And it's going to be more normalized whether people like it or not. I personally, look, when it comes to that stuff, live and let live, I don't care. I've said it in a video before, I believe that there's an agenda out there. And then I also believe that there's people who just want to, let's say, be a part of the LGBT community. Okay? That just want to live regular lives. And then there's an agenda. Two different things. All right. But men, straight men, are going to become more and more comfortable with being with men who have become women. That's going to happen. Whether people like it or not, it's what's going to happen. Okay? Us having less and less children is just going to add to that too. I know that might sound like something else. Again, I feel like everything is connected. But maybe this is also women, natural born, cis. I'll just, for the sake of the video, use the term cis. I don't go around using the term cisgender women, okay? For the sake of this video, I'm going to use it. Maybe this is cisgender women's way of trying to preserve themselves. Because naturally, they feel the shift. They see what's going on. They're like, you know what? I don't want marriage. I don't want kids. I need to just preserve my life. Because there's forces, and naturally we feel it, that don't want us. What's being perpetuated of femininity is, like I said, the speaking in that soft little voice, like a little girl. Dressing a certain way and being a size 0, but still carrying the entire world on her shoulders. That's what they want. They want a masculine woman in feminine packaging. Okay. Trying to see how many minutes I'm in. I think, yeah, I'm gonna look at my notes again. My thoughts at the end of all of this, because I said so many different things and I went so many different directions, as I normally do. It just is what it is. If you're a woman, really think about, if you're thinking about having a baby, really think about it. obviously the right choice would be to be with someone who is going to be accountable. And that's not promised. And that's why I could understand why women are afraid of it. Social media is not going to make things better. But at the same time, can't blame social media either. Because all that social media does is bring things to light that we weren't seeing outside for a long time. And now it's just being showcased to everybody. You know, I don't have the answers. And, you know, I'm not this relationship expert. You know, I don't think that everybody is doing it right out there, but at the same time, I don't even know what to tell women. Like, let's say if they do want children, they do want the marriage. I still think that if you want those things, you can have those things. Some of these women that I hear speak, not all of them, okay? Some of them, I hear it that they're just coming from a place of being hurt so bad that they don't want to go through that anymore, and their walls are up. I understand. I get it. You know? And I feel for women. I really do. Women go through a lot. And, you know, I've seen women go through a lot. I've told people before, growing up as a child, you know, I grew up during the crack era. I saw everything, not just divorces. I saw women who were prostitutes. That's why I try not to get, you know, too into, you know, like, I'm not one of these women that's like, you're so gross, you're so disgusting, and just, you know, they prostitute shame. Meanwhile, you know, some of those women that be like that are the biggest hoes themselves. They can't keep it in their pants and they're going to judge somebody else. And they're doing it for free. At least the prostitute's getting paid. Oh! All right? You know, I've seen women being in really dire, vulnerable positions where they have to do things just to survive. I've seen boys when I was a teenager, young boys doing things just to survive. Getting involved in things just so they can bring money back to the house for their mother. All right? People, you know, we think that we have the fucking answers to everything, and we don't. Especially those of us who grew up in inner cities where there's so much dysfunction. Look, dysfunction is everywhere. But I also don't think that gives us the right to be like, the minute that we get past that dysfunction, to be like on our high horse. You know, I got this relationship and you don't. You know, like, who does that shit? And it seems like there are people on social media who do that. They flaunt their relationship. They flaunt everything. Like, oh my God, look at my ring. Oh my God, look at my big wedding dress. You know. And I'm talking about people who are just flaunting it for social media. Meanwhile, you know, their relationship got shit going on, just like everybody else, man. For real. And I just hope that people can take away from this that, look, you know, we're the married ladies, most of us, usually we're on the quieter side. We're not your worst enemy. We're not trying to get you. We're not trying to, like, you better be in a relationship, or if you're not, you're a lesbian. You know, we're not like, you know, or if not, you're jealous of me and my husband. Like, get the fuck out of here. There's some people. There's even guys like that too. This is so stupid. Oh my God. So stupid. I know I'm like playing with my hair and that's annoying. But yeah, you know, we're not your worst enemy. I do feel like there's forces out there. I keep saying the word force because I know I probably shouldn't use that word, but there are forces out there that really do hate women. And I do feel like there is, maybe, I don't know if it's a global push, I don't know, but just to get rid of women. It just is what it is. And the way to do that is to appreciate things that a woman can do that are in their masculine, but still have a feminine look. And that's why trans are going to be so easily accepted at some point soon. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be accepted. But I just feel like if they got a right to live, we got a right to live. Just as much. Alright? I know that this video was everywhere, just like the last one. And I know that, you know, this was all starting off with children and having children after 35 versus before 35. But to me, I see all of these things as connected. Because I see such a pushback from the natural order. I see women calling women who are mothers, saying that that's being in your masculine. Being a mother is the most feminine, one of the most feminine things. And it's being called masculine. Why is that being called masculine, and why is that being pushed? Okay? So, all right. I'm gonna go for now. I hope that this gave some type of insight. And yeah. Take care of yourself, everybody. This world is going in a very, very weird direction. And the people who have to worry a lot, no offense to you single people, it's not you. The ones that have to worry about are those of us with kids, and we have to worry about their future. I'm gonna go for now, and I'll see you all in my next one.